watch the first time.
And when's the NFL going to quit this London thing?
They not going.
There's no reason to.
Why would they quit the London thing? It's a huge success for them.
Why would they quit the London thing?
Oh yeah.
Now, I am kind of with you on, the Premier League is popular as it is over here, and you got I'm sitting right next to somebody who's real hard body on it, just like me. They don't play any regular season matches over here.
And get outraged if they even bring it up.
Yeah, now this week was a good week because it's International Week, for those of you who don't know. It's an international break. People like me in DRC hate these.
Horrible. Because Saturdays are useless. Sunday and Saturday mornings.
I have no reason to wake up at 6 a.m.
What do I do? But I'm up at 6 a.m. anyway, and literally you're watching rugby or...
Yeah, but this week was international break, and it was a perfect week because even people, international football, soccer it's big during World Cup weeks, World Cup years, World Cup qualifying, and when you got regional tournaments going on in these different confederations. But otherwise, they hate friendlies, and they would much rather watch league play.
But going back to a large point you were saying that I have a question about, I heard on the radio, La Liga was trying to bring, that's the Spanish soccer league, they were trying to bring what they call El Clasico to Miami.
Right.
They were trying to play Real Madrid versus Barcelona, the biggest game in the country of Spain.
But that would cause a riot.
They were trying to bring it down here. And it literally had so much uproar where they would not even let the discussion begin. The players already said that they would not fly over and play it. The fans had uproar, were mad, talking about they sell their tickets, blah, 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 protest. And I just find that interesting how, that's their biggest thing. And we have made it we as in America, have made it a fixture, and not just football. Like, pretty much every sport is going over to some country with a regular season game now.
Yeah, the NFL's been playing in Mexico City for years.
Yeah.
And the NFL really, and even the CFL is, they're doing an international program.
The CFL plays in Mexico?
They don't play in Mexico, but they do have a special allocation for foreign players.
Uh-huh.
So they've had Mexican players, which college football in Mexico is a big deal in case you didn't know.
I did not.
It really is.
Yes, I've heard.
And
kind of seen it too.
yeah, they play a lot of our Division III schools and all that. The interesting thing is in Mexico, the sport of American football is a big sport much like rugby, it's a big sport with the upper class. Because it's only played by Deshaun.
What's wrong with Rashad?
Thank you.
Was your brother Ahmad Rashad, like the homie Ahmad Rashad?
Yeah, his parents spelled his name wrong. At least my parents got my first name right.
Ahmad Rashad, the homie. But you shout out, he is
Shout out to
number one fan.
There's also a Lamad Rashad in the crew.
There is a Lamad Rashad.
And his brother's name's Rashad too.
Yeah, I'm the only one who spelled his name right.
I don't know.
Rashad.
My parents say we're gonna go.
Shout out to True.
We're gonna go real revolutionary. We're gonna go Arabic and Hood and Welsh.
I was gonna say, then the last name just
Arabic, Hood, and
so
Welsh.
perfectly.
Arabic, Hood, and Welsh is what we went with.
Yeah, no say.
Deshaun.
I had no say.
No
The people
say
that owned
that
that
day, man. You know,
He's like Hamad Deshaun.
I have no idea, man. But we'll talk about that later too, because that's gonna be a future. It's not if you don't know now, you know. It's
Name.
Take it from I know the goodest.
Yeah, man. So now, D.
But hold on, we were talking about weeks though. Okay, D go.
We're talking about who?
We're talking about the Texans.
We said how the weeks went though.
Is that what we on right now?
No, G Mitchell said how his week went.
and it kind of just
D-Mac didn't, and I
from there.
wanted to tell everybody about my week.
Well, come on, that's what it is. You want to tell everybody about your week, so go ahead and tell everybody how your week went.
I wasn't here last Sunday.
No, you were not.
Because I did call in. Unfaithful.
Briefly.
But yeah,
Not on time.
It was time to get to drinking. But I went to the Wu-Tang class. 25th anniversary of the 36th chamber. concert over at the Smart Financial Center.
Cash rules everything around me. Clean, get the money.
And it was a good show to see them there and it being such an intimate atmosphere. I mean, it was amazing. Like, there were Sugarland police standing there like while people were firing sweets up. It was
Sugarland police.
Well, because, Texas has a loophole.
Yeah.
They don't know if it's hemp or not. No way to test.
It definitely wasn't hemp. It was the white people smoking cigarettes and my people. Well, first off, it wasn't my people. Because there weren't that many black people there.
Couldn't be.
But it's a Wu-Tang show, so I'm used to that. Every Wu-Tang show I've been to, which was only 2, we've been in the minority.
Were there a bunch of Asians there?
There were a bunch of everybody there.
Yes, indeed.
But a lot of whites. I mean, and RZA even mentioned it, how diverse the crowd was. But everybody there seemed to smoke weed. It was a weird thing. As diverse as the crowd was. I mean, that place smelled like a hot box.
Oh yeah.
I will say that the Wu got us though. I mean, they did about an hour and a half, but they only did 36 chambers. We had RZA, Jizza, Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer.
Ghost was
there? Ghost was there. You got Master Killer was there, Inspector Deck, and Capadonna, and then Young Dirty Bastard was there. And he did a fantastic
Young
job.
Dirty Bastard?
Yes, that's ODB.
Y'all thought you wasn't gonna see me?
That's ODB's son.
I'm the original of this.
And he's an honorary member.
Oh yeah, man.
Right in there.
He also plays
when he got 30
ODB in
people.
the American Saga.
Yeah, he does
show.
a great job in that.
And
that's
he's his
good.
father's son, bro. Like, he's talented. I wish he could write his own rhymes and do his own
Let's
thing.
take it
but
back to
He is his
79.
father.
Because on this
He
tour,
is his father's
it's
son.
basically being.
He's basically imitating ODB, doing a damn good job of it. Because who else would? I mean, my man went through
doing
the
it
crowd.
on TV.
It was a good show. Now I went in 2002 in a much more intimate environment at T-Town 2000, which no longer exists for you young people out there. That was a huge club that people used to go to and get their cars broken into back in the day.
Shout out to Marcus.
Oh boy, did we talk about that? Marcus still mad.
That's what made him come along. That's what made him come along.
He's still mad about his 15.
Because we had a damn good time that night.
Yeah, we did.
We had a damn good time that night.
Oh boy.
So for us to come back to the Kanata and be like,
That-
Williams.
Wasn't that awkward though? Wasn't it awkward? Because it's happened to me twice with him.
This happened to me twice with him.
Okay, well,
The
all
man
three of
had
us
his
together,
car
I'm
broken
sure. And we were like, damn, Marcus.
Especially the time we were at Roxy.
Roxy was the worst one.
And you just see
Because
the
that was in
hanging
a parking
out.
garage.
Exactly. We're like, is he
And
supposed to
security guard standing right there.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't see it. The security guard, remember what he said? He said, I saw the car rocking, but
Yeah, I
I
saw
the
a car going up and
Cowboys
down.
2-point conversion failed.
But I didn't know.
Down 22-24
I
with
didn't-
43 seconds left.
So I saw the car going up and down, but I didn't think nothing of it. Like, what?
Yes, when your partner's bang gets stolen, it's a very awful thing.
It's a very quiet ride home.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, hey man, who want to drive? He's like, I'll drive. And you're like, And you know, nowadays you kids don't know because there was a place called King's Flea Market back in the day. Where you could go get some good bang.
Good bang.
If you had a good
Great
man like
price.
our boy Lewis, who could hook up your discount bang and make it sound like a
Top
top-notch Sony bang.
Alpine.
Yeah, because a lot of people probably stole this stuff and couldn't even bang as hard because they didn't have anybody that could wire it.
Yes.
Anyway. But yeah, so it was a great show. It was a good show because we were there amongst them.
He dropped it. He got it.
We
But other
reminiscing
than that,
to the back of the days. Jamal actually pulling up one for one time.
Man, it's like nostalgia for real.
We're really trying to
The original garage
He pulling up one for the one time, So man, look, D, I know you earlier this week you were like, hey man, have y'all seen this? And we can go ahead and talk about it. I mean, it's kind of beating a dead horse, but Colin Kaepernick's representation and the releasing of their points.
Their statement, their first official time Colin Kaepernick or anybody has spoken.
Yeah, but I think that's why some of it is just falling on deaf ears because, I mean, to this point, my question is why hasn't Colin Kaepernick come out and said something?
What is talking going to...
Because he's probably signed the DNA, though.
What is serving going
DNA?
to...
Not a DNA.
Or DBA?
No, not even a DBA.
NBA.
I'm sorry.
We signed DBA.
Yeah,
we signed
DBA. No, we didn't. Shut up.
He did not sign as...
Yes, indeed.
But India, I think he signed the NDA.
So you say
Stan will not play in
what?
Game 2.
He might have after he settled, but before that, he had ample time to say something, and he just had not said anything.
But no. But what would you like for him to say? Yes,
He never tried to start a movement.
No, that is no.
Well, that's very appropriate. Everybody jumped on this man's movement and made it theirs when he was just a lone man doing a lone protest. He didn't ask none of y'all to join.
And hello, everybody on Facebook Live. We're back on.
So, what was the point of the release this week? Because to me, it seems mighty desperate. Desperate to do what, though?
I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it necessarily appears that way because the way I saw it was. One, everybody's been asking, so you can't be mad that I finally do something that everyone's been asking, and now you're mad that I didn't do it on your timetable. But my thing is that the general purpose of it was simply a list of grievances, not grievances, a list of lies that have been spoken out there, depending on which side you believe. They're lies according to the Colin Kaepernick camp. And so that's something that, this is what everyone has been wanting. This is what needed to come out. Everyone wanted him to talk for this reason.
True. But he still has not said a word.
That's
coming from his representation. That's coming from his lawyer and his public relations director.
But no. Nobody has ever been able to say that this is Colin Kaepernick's. This is the truth about what Colin Kaepernick has experienced, what Colin Kaepernick is doing day to day, and what Colin Kaepernick is thinking. That letter lets you know what Colin Kaepernick's entire lifestyle is. Well, not entire lifestyle, but tries to let you know that basically the man is still working out. He's still ready to do this. That he is still open to this. And that nobody has rinsed out, even though there's been several people that have said that they have. It's just basically correcting falsities. Now, the problem is that not everybody's going to buy it.
The question is, why now?
Why now? Why not now?
With everything that has happened, you don't think that was something that should have been mentioned long time ago?
It was mentioned long time ago. It wasn't something that needed to be. It should not need a press statement from your agent, your financial advisor, or your agent who gives you gigs, who goes on your behalf, speaks on your behalf to NFL teams.
Or your lawyer.
Or your lawyer. It should not have to be a press release for that saying that these statements that have been said are not true. That this is what I want this person to do, or that this is what this player is doing.
Unless there's a collusion case about to pop off.
I mean, and I don't know quite, because he's already won a case.
And that's what I'm saying. So
he's already settled a case already.
So why do it now?
Why not? When do you want him to do it? You want him not to do it? And then you just criticize him about doing it? You want him to do it 2 years ago?
Yes.
When the numbers were different, when the facts were different, when he was in the middle of a court case?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because it didn't change anything.
Oh, it would have changed his money.
It wouldn't have changed his money? How would it have changed his money?
You cannot talk about a court case when you're in the court case.
Not if you've been put on a gag order. Man, please. You can say, look, they ain't reached out to me.
And that's what everybody on his behalf has been saying.
So my point is, so why hasn't he?
Because there's no need. Is my answer to your question. Because
so if there's no need,
he cannot make it any. He cannot make the situation any better.
So that means
all he can do is be detrimental.
It's no need for his representation to do it either.
There's no need, no. But
It's
yet
falling on
everyone,
deaf ears
but yet
about
you
that.
want this, right? But yet you wanted this 2 years ago. That's my issue with the situation. Everybody's been asking for it. Now you're saying it's too late, and now you don't want it.
No, what I'm saying is now, because it's so late, it's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, it is a little too late.
It's falling on deaf
But it
ears.
shouldn't.
Because
Why would you want it 2 years ago? Why would you want it a year ago? Why would you be interested in what he's saying, what he feels, and then now you're not interested in it because you didn't get it when you wanted it?
No, because now you're not interested in it because you've settled out of court. You've taken the case, you've taken the money, and you've moved on, and everybody else has too. So now you coming out saying what? This is the facts, this is what really has happened. Nobody cares now.
That is how it should happen. I should not say all this stuff while I'm in the middle of a court case. Once the court case is over, now people are saying this, and this. This is what I feel, or this is the truth, this, and this. And then now you can move on if you move on, but they haven't moved on.
It is when you had the numbers and you had public opinion on your side.
He had black public opinion. He's never had public opinion on his side.
He had public opinion on his side.
If he had public opinion on his side, he'd have a job.
Yeah.
What? No, that's not true.
Yes, it is, because you would not be allowed to.
I don't like that they mention Eric Reed's name in this statement.
What you mean if he had public opinion on
that
his
has
side?
been his spokesman. That has been his
Eric Reed
spokesman,
has
and
been his own
it should not be his spokesman. But that has been his spokesman up to
Now
now.
with Gordon taking it back.
So exactly. So why is it different? Why is it different from for Eric Reed versus Colin Kaepernick? Eric Reed made it very clear everything that was occurring to him while it was happening, while they were still in the middle of a court case. Eric Reed is also still playing in the league.
Yeah.
So
Eric Reed is also not the face of football.
Eric Reed is not a quarterback. Eric Reed, half the people could not tell you what he looks like. Eric Reed, half the people can tell you his position. They just know him as his Twitter handle and the stances and the kneels and everything like that. And even if they can't, he's not a quarterback. Like Gamal said, he's not the face of a franchise. Not only the face of a franchise, he's not the one that everyone is looking to.
why 2 years later? Why 2 years later?
2 years later from what?
From everything that has happened.
It's still happening. What is 2 years later?
What you mean it's still happening? What do you mean
They're
it's still
still
happening?
shooting black people in their own homes. They're still.
That's not what this about.
Fort Worth case, isn't that just?
That's
But
ridiculous.
that's not what
He
they.
still doesn't have a job.
That's exactly. You know why? Because now, who is gonna hire somebody who sued them? You gonna hire somebody that sues you?
Well,
They hired Eric Reed.
yeah,
They're paying
They
Eric
pay
Reed.
Exactly.
They're
my
trying
point.
to take the money from him, but they can't do it.
Exactly
Howard
my
Stern.
point. Eric Reed
Howard
did it a
industry.
different way. Eric Reed is in the league.
Yeah, but Eric
in
Reed.
our
Eric Reed
industry,
was always in the league. Eric Reed
No,
never
but
not had a
hold on,
team.
check it out. In our
Eric Reed
industry,
also-
Howard Stern is currently suing SiriusXM for like $500 million.
And it's on there
He's
making
still working.
another $500
Well, that's
3 days a
because
week.
Because he's still bringing them money.
I'm just saying, there's a precedent of that.
Colin Kaepernick is also not, once he gets into the, if he was ever to play, not guaranteed $25 million.
Eric Reed is not.
Yeah, Eric Reed is
Yeah,
not.
Colin Kaepernick would be guaranteed $30 million.
Colin Kaepernick
contract.
could literally drive the whole market up.
Colin Kaepernick,
Because he could easily play for Tampa Bay.
No,
No,
we won't sign him. No, he can't play for anybody.
No, I just said, no.
you think he's better than Tampa Bay's quarterback?
Pittsburgh is
Yeah.
about to start a guy. Trying to remember, his first name is Devlin, because you don't hear too many of those. I don't remember his last name. This man has never thrown a pass in the
He's
NFL.
not starting. He's the backup to Paxton Lynch.
Not Paxton Lynch.
Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph is out. Rudolph is concussed.
He's Paxton Lynch is starting.
Paxton.
Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch
Oh, that's
is
even
starting.
worse of an indictment. Paxton Lynch hadn't been able to
That's
play
what
for
I'm
10
telling
years.
you. Folks have been saying that. We've all said that we have all, when I say all, meaning the masses have all made mention of the hypocrisy that is. He never came out and said anything at all. He let everybody speak on his behalf. He let the NFL continue to control the narrative. He let other people try to influence the narrative. He did all of these things and never came out to say anything at all. Now that some of the things have pretty much fizzled out and people are no longer interested, he comes out with this now. For what?
I mean, he's just different. Maybe he's just different. Maybe
I
he
don't
got
understand
something.
what you want him to do.
Maybe he got something else.
I don't want him to
So
do
now
it.
you just want him to just shut up and go
Maybe
away.
not at all. What I want him to is absolutely continue to do the work that he's doing. But what is the point of you releasing this statement?
What work has he done?
He's done a lot.
And what are you talking about? He is going into communities.
Okay.
He is educating folks on their rights.
He's
Okay.
educating
He has aligned himself with certain organizations who have done some such things as they are helping people. They are equipping people with the skills to do job interviews. They have bought suits and things of that nature for people to help them find opportunities so that they can continue to build things for themselves and their community. He has put his money where his mouth is.
Well, perhaps he's just an activist then.
He has funded other organizations who are doing things aligned with what he's trying to get done. He has challenged celebrities, and celebrities have matched his money so that he can do the things that he has sworn to do. That part I'm not talking about at all. He continues to do that. What was the point of his representation bringing out these points that have been made 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe he's just showing that the NFL be lying, man.
If these points were made 2 years ago,
You think people
and
are
they're still applicable
I don't
now,
think so.
that's a statement in itself.
I think when people be like, when some of the players get suspended on because of, say, Josh Gordon, and they're able to put out a whole narrative on them, when it may not even be that deep or even that true. He's putting out facts like, look, this is what they used to say about me.
But that's what I'm saying. So why you didn't do that in the midst of the storm? Why you didn't do that when it was going on? Why
Because
would
he
you do
was
it
trying to
now?
win a lawsuit.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't. He couldn't.
But this is my point. If you were trying to win a lawsuit, then why are you settling? Why did you settle?
Because
That's
that's how
the
you
win.
win. That's the win.
That's how you.
Okay.
He had a financial. Okay, he had a lawsuit against
He did all
his
this for $20
employer.
million. Because
No,
that's what
he
he settled
didn't.
for. He
No.
settled for $20 million.
Settle for two. Huh?
Go back to the beginning.
No.
It was never a protest against the NFL.
Right. It was never a protest against the NFL.
He had a legitimate gripe against the NFL.
Once he decided to file a collusion lawsuit,
Right.
it then became a lawsuit against the NFL for them keeping them working together to keep him out
So
of
the
the
collusion
Yes,
lawsuit
collusion.
came a year and a half after not getting a job.
Right. So now he is also settled. Here we are a year after he has settled.
A year after he has settled, still does not have a job.
And his representatives are speaking about points that everybody has already made on his behalf. So what is the point of doing it now?
Because there's a lot of people who don't know.
And nothing has been
Anything
made
about
this succinct. Nothing has been made in a pure statement.
Exactly my point. There's a lot of people who don't know anything about it. So who is better to tell people about you than you? Why are you still letting other people?
If you talk about this situation, you will get nothing but backlash.
So what is the point of it happening?
No,
What is-
to me, he's smarter than
It's not
we
him
give him
talking
credit
about
for it because he's smart enough to know that he's not
He's
the
not the
vocal guy.
figurehead. It's not
He's not a
somebody
guy
that
to
needs
get
be
around
there.
talking about them.
I'm with that 100%.
His girl speaks for him.
I understand that. Okay, he might be that
You
type.
know we call dudes like that where we come from.
I do not. What is that?
Pimp.
What?
I don't think that was the direction he was going.
Now, pimps don't let their girls speak for them.
No, the girls can't do nothing for them.
I was just throwing out words.
Except put that money in their hand. Put that money in my hand.
So now you're listening to the Garage Apartment.
That was just a J.
We're here each and every Sunday night from 6
That's my
to
point
7
right there.
Central Standard Time. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Did I name everything? Instagram,
Facebook.
Twitter, Facebook.
GarageAPT.com.
Subscribe to our YouTube
TheGarageAPT.com.
channel and please check out our website,
I got a
thegarageapt.com.
movie review coming too.
There you go.
It's nice.
Breaking
Got
Bad,
a lot of
El
pictures,
Camino.
a lot of. You can steal a lot of memes.
I watched that last night on Netflix.
Yeah, how was that? How was that? How was that? I saw a little bit on the timeline on Twitter.
It was good, man, to me, because I'm a fan of it. I actually got goosebumps putting it on last night because I'm a huge fan of the show.
Okay.
So they took the show and made it a movie.
No. They
With a
take the
different
show-
cast.
No. It's showing you what happened to Jesse after.
Right. So it's like a sequel to the movie with different casts.
Sequel to the TV with the same cast.
I mean, sequel to
A lot of
the
your
TV
favorite
show.
people from the original TV show are in the movie.
Yeah.
And they kind of tie up some loose ends in Breaking Bad. And they also tie in some loose ends.
Walter's not in it though.
No, Walter's dead.
That's what I'm saying. He's dead for real though. Ain't he?
No, he's not dead for real. Is he dead for real?
Walter White is dead. Bryan Cranston's alive and
That's
well.
what I'm saying. The one that's actually who plays
Is that shit, man?
Walter White is dead though. May he rest in peace.
You know,
Bring
we're
him back
him
from the
off
lawn.
yet.
And see, the thing is, I never liked Jesse. Just to get on this, I hated Jesse because he was dumb. I feel the same way about him as I feel about Tariq. I just wait for him to get a bullet in his head. Tariq on Power.
Oh man.
But,
Shout out to Brandon Williams, man.
because of the stupidity of him. But this actually made me feel for Jesse. I hated Jesse because Jesse was so damn dumb. Just let Walt run and y'all get that bread.
I don't know. I didn't watch the show.
I
So,
know.
I don't know. A lot of people were into it.
Oh, to me, it's my okay. Now, as far as my list of shows of all time, number one is Breaking Bad because that's the one show that I used to.
Is it?
Oh yeah, number
Over
one is
Wire?
Breaking Bad. Hold on. Number one is Breaking Bad. Number two, Sopranos. Number three is The Wire.
Black people down there?
No.
It's the night. So,
It's not. It's very much personal. Now, I do think that The Wire, honestly, was a better overall show as far as the story than The Sopranos. Because The Sopranos, they had angles that didn't go anywhere, but the actual acting and the story, not so much the story, but the way you cared about the characters in The Sopranos
Yeah.
was just.
Yeah.
I mean, it went deep. I cared about what happened to these people. I'm embarrassed to say
I was
that.
gonna say, but you wasn't torn over Stringer Bell and Carol.
Stringer Bell, no.
Didn't care about Snoop?
Snoop actually was one.
Right here.
Snoop is a character as far as the TV show I love.
I
But
really love Omar.
I always rooted for Snoop to. Omar I
I
did
was a
like.
fan of Omar.
But see, Omar was so complicated. There was things about
yeah,
Omar
like he was so different, but that's what made him
that
such
Amar from the Garage apartment was not into. But the complexity of Omar was interesting. It really was.
Have you watched
Snowfall?
Snowfall, yes, I have. And I dig Snowfall. So, again, it's going to be Breaking Bad, right? The
So now you
Sopranos.
gotta change the list again.
No, I'm not changing the list. The Sopranos, because The Sopranos, that the performances were so great and the characters were so larger than life and so just, I mean, they stuck with you. I still watch clips from The Sopranos to this day.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
I didn't watch any of those shows.
I know. Now, The Sopranos itself was nothing more than really a soap opera, but it was so intriguing and
It was
the
like one of the
performances in that
first
show.
ones like that too, though. That really just everybody had to watch. Like you had it was like the Dallas effect from back in the day. I don't know those who remember. Dallas was the show that JR who shot JR.
Yeah.
90 minutes, half the country.
Now I remember Dallas from when my parents were in the Dallas and Falcon Crest hard body.
I was
love
Dallas.
That was a whole different.
I just didn't like Dallas at all.
No. But see, that was a whole different category of TV shows because that's when you only had a couple of
everybody
TV
was
shows.
there.
No.
Once
And
Dallas
everybody was
started
there.
hitting, you still had a few more. You didn't have obviously the HBO shows.
No, but yeah,
You wasn't just three.
because there's so many TV shows out now.
Yeah.
And like I say, people get misconstrued when I say how the internet and all of these proliferations of different content creators have ghettoized television. And I don't mean ghetto as in what people say with ghetto. I mean just as compartmentalized it. So you have everybody. You had to watch Dallas
Everybody.
because it was on CBS and Falcon Crest. They were on CBS.
Yeah.
They were the only show on. You know what I mean? It was a big deal.
Or you can watch Scarecrow and Mrs. Haney.
Yeah, you could, or Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. Anything goofy like that.
They had
Magnum.
Yeah, but back then, Magnum PI, but you literally, back then, you would have 70 million people watching one show. But I think now there's so many really good shows out.
Hunter.
Now they don't have
Hunter was another.
events.
Right. So yeah, sporting events are the only things that get the numbers now that these TV shows get now.
Knight Rider.
And but like I'm saying, there's so many good TV shows now. And when I go back to Sopranos, I look back to The Sopranos, and you look at it as a storyline. It wasn't the best overall storyline, but the acting performances were so great, and you cared so much about the characters that it was a whole different deal. So that's why I put it as number 2, because I actually cared about everybody on the show. I was rooting for a racist New Jersey mafia boss, and I rooted for him. He was the most racist person in North America, but I was all about him.
I heard
I was rooting for Tony.
Godfather of Harlem is pretty good.
Okay, I gotta check that
Yeah,
out.
that's the one. That's the one. No, that's Frank Lucas. That's Bumpy Johnson.
Hold on, guys.
Soon to be Frank Lucas.
Hold on. They have a TV show about Bumpy Johnson?
Yeah.
Because I love Hoodlum.
This is the one with Forrest Whitaker.
Queen,
Did you see Hoodlum?
Queen got power of town.
I loved Hoodlum, and I thought Hoodlum deserved more shows.
I watched the Black people.
Queen got power of town.
Yeah.
I don't watch the White people.
No, I understand. And seeing a lot of shows, though.
My cousin go, you Officer Foley.
Hold on, but what you talking about that too? I think that a lot of black shows, where The Wire had its, The Wire was a show about black people produced by white people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that The Wire got a whole lot more depth because of that. Because black people are not allowed to be full people. We have people like Bill Cosby and other people who say, well, you can't show everybody this. But you got to show the whole 360 of who a person is.
That's what makes The Shot so good.
And that's what, exactly, The Shy is another good show.
Yeah.
I will put it right up there.
That's what makes The
Because
Shot.
they do a damn good job.
The complexity of.
I gotta really look at it, man.
Complex
I can't really
characters.
get to it.
Black people are not allowed to be as complex characters on television as other folks
I'm
are.
not realizing that the complexity that is being a black American.
Oh,
world is, oh my God.
It's the most complex and nuanced existence.
Right.
And you'll hear that next week on mine.
Right. They don't understand that it's truly a blessing anytime you are above the ground and not under the dirt. It's a good day. Everything else is negotiable.
Well, people see us in
identify with that.
Yeah, well, people see us in a certain way.
Right.
So we get viewed in a
Or
certain
want
way.
to see us in a certain way.
They do.
Indeed.
Yeah, and The Wire itself, it did show
Opened
that-
up eyes. It
Part of that
opened
is
up
our fault,
several-
too.
That's one of the reasons I like The Wire, though. There were several people that literally had, let's just say, no experience with that type of lifestyle or anything close to it, and that opened them up, and it was a pretty true story.
Yes, and
that
you
was
cared
being
about the
told.
characters. That's
Yes.
the most important thing.
Even though they were doing what they were doing.
Yes, as an old school wrestling fan, and I'll tell you this, it's caring about the characters that's the key of it. And that's where Breaking Bad got me. So
What do you think about SmackDown on Fox now?
Who's that?
What do you think about SmackDown on Fox?
That's good. No,
SmackDown on
wrestling needs to be on free TV.
SmackDown on Fox was a cool.
Wrestling needs to be on free TV. That's how you get the people. That's how you build the
Remember, that's when,
audience.
right, that's when
That's
it was
how
big,
we got.
remember?
I can't believe they made that happen.
They went to
To
free
be perfectly honest, Vince McMahon is the genius of all
because the
geniuses.
XFL's about to make them.
But
Yes.
there's another wrestling.
Yeah, AEW.
Yeah, AEW,
All Elite. What do you think about
What
that?
channel is that on?
All Elite. Well, it's not on the
It's on
channel. They
TBS.
do.
Oh, see, there you go.
Wait,
I'm with it.
it's not on TV.
And it's on TNT and TBS.
Is it? Yeah. AEW
I
is.
watched it the other night.
Okay, good stuff.
It has a lot of the old wrestlers from the WWE.
Yeah, but it has a lot of new people too. Like,
Is that shit?
dude, we should do a show one day about wrestling.
It's minor league.
Maybe.
I'm talking about just on YouTube.
Actually,
or
it's
something.
not. It's really not.
No, it's not. Chris Jericho's a part of it.
Hey,
And
break
then you
the
got-
walls down.
Dustin.
Oh, that's the road. It's
and-
had 9 different names in this time.
Yeah, then you got the NWA.
And I
which-
think he does all of his characters too.
All of them.
Because I saw him in the red and black the other night, and then I think I saw him in
And the gold
something else. I was
does.
like, oh, is he doing all of them?
Yeah. Yeah, AEW, I've seen a couple of their pay-per-views. I paid for them. And I
Absolutely.
watched them.
So now, real quick,
Very
because
good
we
wrestling.
have
Long through this entire.
Yeah, we're down to the last quarter of the
We
show.
didn't talk about
And
that.
this is gonna take
Already.
15 minutes because
Let's
I got to
go
pick on
tonight.
this too.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
So, yes.
real quick baseball.
Yeah, let's go through that very, very quickly.
Very
so now, the home team took one on the chin last night. Pause.
To the
Yeah.
on this
Not reading their scouting report.
They take it in the face or on the chin?
I think they took it in the face and on the chin.
Hard.
Pause.
Very
So,
technically speaking here, yeah, they just took their loss.
Yeah, so last night they were shut out at home
Sit down.
by the New York Yankees and Tanaka
Tanaka.
through a gym.
I said that shit.
Shut them out at home, but tonight we have the Astros have Justin Verlander pitching.
Which brings me to my real quick point. I'm sorry to interrupt you. This boy Grinky better go 25 wins next year.
I'm gonna explain to y'all. You
It's
know what?
not worth the money.
No, it wasn't his fault.
No, it's
No.
his fault. It's been 4 starts in a row.
Yes and no.
They didn't score.
He's
points.
not getting people out. They're not hitting the ball.
But then he is giving up too many runs.
He gave up 3.
Like if they're not gonna
That's
hit
a lot of
for
runs.
you, if they're not gonna hit for you, you cannot give up more than 1 run. You cannot give up more than 2 runs. 2 runs at max. The man is working with people on base all the time, and
I was just gonna say he's working mighty hard.
Yeah,
because there's always people on base.
always
Now I
people on
will
base.
say he is able to save it to where he keeps the
Yeah.
runs
so
solo.
that breaking ball, he doesn't throw fastball. So if it's
I mean,
breaking ball,
he's not
get the double
one of
play.
our power pitchers.
But see, that's what
No, but it's not a.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't get it. I didn't get it when everybody got so excited about him as an acquisition. I was
No,
like,
I loved it. I was
Oh,
all
no, that was
for it.
great.
All we
No.
have is 99 and smoke. If you can effectively throw 6 different pitches,
You
then
had
you're
that.
good.
You had that in Dallas Keuchel. They didn't want Dallas.
You're
Keuchel.
right, because Dallas Keuchel wasn't worth the
Did
money.
you see what happened to Dallas Keuchel last time?
They wanted Dallas Keuchel. They
Did you
didn't
see
want
what happened
Dallas
to Zach
Keuchel for the
Greinke last
money.
time? We
Dallas
just-
Keuchel took 3 months to be signed. That's how much he was
Hey,
worth.
the Astros are in the ALCS.
Yes, they are.
But the Braves,
Braves are not.
should have, and they
Yeah,
they
because
they
of Dallas
choked that
Keuchel.
one away.
Their National League was just
That sucked.
Isn't it?
Because it's St. Louis.
Well, I'll tell you about the Dodgers.
The Nets about to
Trash.
really be in this thing after they got rid of that boy Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
And
That
look what
would be
happened.
ridiculous.
What? I'm actually rooting for it.
I bet you are. You
Yeah,
would.
I'm actually- yeah, y'all wanna talk about it. Hey.
for it too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually rooting for it.
Go ahead with what you
Astros
said.
next in the series.
Yeah, so okay, well, Gamal's making his prediction. He got the Stros and the Nets. So now the Stros do play tonight at 7:00.
708. 708.
7:08 Central
7:07.
Standard Time.
Astros fans, we need you. Everybody touch the radio one time.
Just don't watch the whole game. When you watch the whole game,
Everybody put your hands on the radio.
Or Robert. Put your hands
switch
on
back
the
and
radio.
forth. Come back. Go eat something. Come
Mike
back.
Scott, Jose
It's a
Cruz, put your
3-hour
hands on
game
the
at that
radio.
time.
So now,
Not Kevin Basso.
no, there's shots out. There's so much other things we need to talk about, but one thing we cannot ignore, which was a huge discussion this week, and all too much. I don't really get the controversy, but anyway, the NBA and China.
What you
You don't get the controversy?
I don't get the controversy behind
Dang, I don't get no
Daryl
controversy.
Morey's tweet. Let me put it that way.
I know. Hold on. Wait. We got edited. I mean, we got
What part about
we
Dallas
got graphics and
tweet?
stuff.
Tweet do you not get the controversy?
We got to
I
see
don't
it.
understand why it is controversial.
Because the Chinese are not into what
How
he
many
said.
that for you?
Because that's when he actually goes on.
Oh,
We're like,
okay.
no, we just discussed it. So we gotta hurry up.
Well, it's a simple. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you explain.
Well, no.
It's simple.
It's controversy.
It's simple.
very
You
simple.
can't root for Hong Kong and China.
It's controversy because money's involved.
Well, see, yeah,
Exactly.
money's involved. And see, my thing,
It's only like 20 billion.
my thing, and before G Mizzle gets into his thing, my thing is that now I do, in a sense, find it a bit hypocritical that players will say, "Well, Donald Trump's a tyrant,
But won't say.
and I won't go to the White House if we win the NBA championship, but I'll go play in China."
Absolutely. I tell people all the time,
Very
and they get mad at me when I say it.
This is very amazing.
Although America is absolutely very, for some
Very,
reason, we
very.
hold race to be extremely important. It's also a class thing. Rich people do not give a about poor people. They don't care nothing about poor people.
They don't know.
Billionaires do not care about poor people
Or workers.
or workers.
Who are often the.
But we gonna go ahead and let my man Maul Mizzle school us to a little bit. So now it is the fan favorite.
Highly acclaimed, critically acclaimed.
That's right. The
Bless Beats Award winner.
There you go. There you go. Our new segment is called.
I love this song.
I know best.
Hit me one more time.
Look, you getting the short one today.
No poppy version today. No poppy
Hey,
version.
now hit me with a shout.
So now, take it from me. I know best is brought to you by Cozy Cakes. Hey,
Oh, hey!
Cakes.
Shout out to Cozy Cakes. Cozy Cakes.
festive cakes for all occasions.
Cakes, cookies, cake pops, anything you need, anything
Cakes,
you
sweets,
want.
any designs, warm and cozy inside.
Facebook, Twitter,
That is Cozy
Pinterest,
Cakes.
all of that good stuff.
.net.
.net. So now, Mom Mizzle, there you go, brother. You have the floor.
Man, okay, so look out on the website for an article I'm coming out with, a think piece. It's going to be called Oh Say Can You See?
Jose or Osei?
Oh Say Can You See? Freedom ain't really free.
Uh-oh.
That sounds deep.
Uh-oh. Let me get my money out. That sounds like he going to be preaching.
But it's really on this NBA versus China thing. It is like Ahmad was saying how hypocritical.
David is starting, by the way. I'm sorry.
I know.
How-
I read that, brother.
How hypocritical that first off, I don't support our president, but this is the same man that has thrown sanctions and tariffs against this same country. And this same country, I eliminate in the article 30 years ago, had this same, almost same protest where a man stood in front of armies of tanks in Tiananmen Square and was like, yo, it ain't going down like that.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a piece of what democracy is in China. It's not complete because their government's still communist. But it's funny how Americans, especially American business, can take money from these tyrannical people and any country it is and not say anything, can't say anything. They actually reprimanded us. Yao Ming reprimanded us. Out of all people, Yao Ming.
Yeah, take his money.
And then just, took the money and ran. And how much a big piece of the pie China actually is in American fabric.
It's ridiculous.
Especially the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
These people, the sponsors of Klay Thompson, when he came out with his shoes, they cut ties. So what does that mean for him?
That means no more getting hung on the rim in China.
On the real, I would be, because your shoes ain't that good, because my knee done blown out with your shoes.
But you can't, go ahead.
Like, I saw how many, I got some references from the Ringer. They had a nice little article on it. There's so many companies that us as Americans who watch NBA don't know that China puts
Money.
into, like, resources into the NBA, be coffee, be, of course, Nike. Who do you think makes those shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Players who get
the whole trade.
players who get these individual contracts for other things. It's just how America doesn't make anything. We don't make a thing. We just have this fake money we call credit. We call credit, and think we could buy what we don't produce anything. And so we have to go to these other countries, no matter what their government's about, and actually get these resources.
We used to produce them, though.
And it's just how, I mean, we used to, but now, I mean, we're a vacation spot. Honestly,
We're a service economy.
Not in Cleveland.
Yeah, no. French people don't like going to Cleveland.
Americans don't like going to Cleveland. Let's be real. Shout out to our fans
don't like
in
being in
Cleveland. People want to move out of Cleveland.
So yeah, that's the real gist, and it's funny how our politics are trying to make it so complex. Like, oh, it's a complex situation. The geopolitics, there ain't no geopolitics about nothing. It's about money and power. And right now, China has a lot of money, and they got a lot of power in the NBA. And it's crazy how we still play games,
But they
still
don't.
in China, though they weren't. There was no security.
Took the press conferences away.
Yeah, took press away,
Took media availability away.
and did not show the games, and probably will not show.
But I bet they catch that game. So my one issue, or my one thing would be, is the NBA came out and ultimately, after doing it the wrong way, they ultimately did what they needed to do. They ultimately came out and backed Daryl Morey's tweet.
Did you
Not
see
back
that?
the tweet, but
Tillman Fertitta did.
Tillman ain't no fool, but that's two totally different entities.
But also-
Tillman is a sole owner. The NBA is a conglomerate.
But also, Tillman is one. He's full of himself.
Tillman is
'Cause he
literally
bought-
thinking about.
He's the same dude that buys hotels from China, makes a profit off it, and then goes on news broadcasts
I thought
saying
that was
that,
absolutely hilarious.
saying stuff against the Democratic Party.
Daryl Morey did his tweet, and in minutes, Tillman Fertitta was like, "Whoa, he does not represent the Houston Rockets. We are not a political organization." And I was like, "Ho, ho, ho!"
But yet he'll go on
That
Fox
boy
News.
lets you know where
Well,
he's
Fox News
standing.
in a heartbeat.
But he'll go on Fox News and say Obamacare is not.
That's what I'm saying, man. When are folks gonna see through this
But-
hypocrisy, man?
But my thing would be
Rich people don't care about poor people.
Well, nobody's gonna see it because everybody's trying to get the same thing. Everybody's on that.
You gotta get rich to have success. That's what
Yeah,
I did
everybody's
on
on
the
a-
Transcontinental European Express, which is a show that is broadcast out of London and is full of nothing but Britain people. They were talking about the differences between their economies and the people's, how shall I say, they call it souls, but just the way people operate. And they were saying the main difference that America feels that all their success comes from money, and British people feel that all their success comes from heritage, which is a whole nother issue. But going back to the Chinese thing, the NBA ultimately said that they have to support free speech. And because of this supporting of free speech, that is when China came out and started taking their money. Yao Ming took his money, even though half of Yao Ming's contract went to China as a state individually anyway.
It's
So-
funny how China's protesting the NBA.
That's the deal now.
Do you see? While the people are protesting their government.
All they want is democracy. And they're cutting the deal with Donald Trump, buying farm equipment in order to stop the tariffs and everything that go on that was supposed to go on last week. China is truly one of the most complicated places on earth.
Yes, indeed. Well, we'll have to leave it there.
Read about Hong Kong. It's marvelous.
Absolutely. And we'll probably have to pick this one up later on.
I think we'll have another one next week.
This is going to be
Absolutely.
long running. This is going to be long running.
So now you are listening to the Garage Apartment.
Season's 82 games.
We are here each and every Sunday night from 6 to 7 Central Standard Time. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website, thegarageapt.com. Thank you for everybody who was listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us.
Thanks for
And we
Facebook Live,
appreciate
people.
that, man.
We got that.
Let's go Astros.
So we'll see y'all next week.
Go Pack Go.
Let's go Astros.
Be blessed. Be good. If you can't be good, then be good at it, man. We'll holler at y'all. Holla.
7-0 against Cuba.
I know, wasn't that crazy?
That was crazy. These niggas scored in less than a minute and continued to score like every 2 minutes. After what we got, 10 minutes. Hey now! Hey now!
Hey, where you was at last week? How y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing?